Hey my dear viewers from across the world, I'm humbled to be back to share with you the good news of Jesus Christ. Today I want to talk about the power of looking. It's derived from the gospel according to St. John chapter 4 verse 35. It says, "Say not ye, there are yet 4 months, and then cometh harvest. Behold, I say unto you, lift up your eyes and look on the fields, for they are white already to harvest." Note this clearly. The Bible says that lift up your eyes. The Greek word for lift up is anaps, and this word anaps means to kindle. The word kindle means to excite, to stir up, to set going. Jesus needs us to always excite our eyes before looking. What is looking? This word looking is different from seeing. The Greek rendering for look is emblepo. The word emblepo means the intentional and focused gaze, often with a sense of interest, often with a sense of attention, and often with a sense of scrutiny. Glory be to God. Looking is something that is so spiritual. But seeing has its Greek rendering as brepo. The word brepo means the passive reception of information without necessarily engaging with it deeply. It's just a perceiving with the eyes. Glory be to God. So Jesus says, lift up your eyes, excite your eyes, and look on the fields, for they are white already to harvest. It's noted clearly that it is impossible for you to look before you excite your eyes. Before you excite your eyes, you lift up your eyes. The first step is to lift up, to excite your eyes, and then look on the fields. Unless you excite your eyes, it will be impossible for you to see that the harvest is already. Glory be to God. A pivotal moment in Abraham's journey in Genesis chapter 13 verse 14 to 15, the Bible says that the Lord said to Abraham after Lot had separated from him, he said, "Look around from where you are, to the north and south, to the east and west. All the land that you see, I will give to you and your offspring forever." Note, he said, look around from where you are. When Abraham understood this and took a step of looking, he was given the entire lives of the believers. That's why he was made the father of all believers. Glory be to God. Another instance happens in the gospel according to St. Matthew chapter 15 verse 33 to 38. The Bible says that then his disciples said to him, "Where could we get enough bread in the wilderness to feed such a great multitude?" Jesus said to them, "How many loaves do you have?" And they said, 7 and a few little fish. What were the disciples trying to say? The message they were delivering was that the food that was available was insufficient. But Jesus took a step of correcting them and said, he commanded the multitude to sit down on the ground, and he took the 7 loaves and fish and gave thanks. Why did Jesus take a step of giving thanks? Because he had looked at the food that was available. He looked at the bread and he saw that it was sufficient. He looked not like the disciples, because the disciples saw. They used their eyes to see that the bread was just 7 loaves and a little fish. But when Jesus took a step of seeing, he looked and saw that the food that was available was sufficient. That's why he gave thanks. And he took a step of commanding the disciples and the multitude to sit down. And he gave thanks for what was available. And when he gave thanks, my God, that is where the power lies. That is where the power lies. Another incident happens in 2 Kings chapter 6 verse 15 to 17. The enemies rise against Elisha. The Bible says that when it was early morning, when Elisha's servant got up, he looked around and he saw that the enemies, the horses and the chariots, were surrounding them. And the Bible says that Elisha looked at his servant and he wondered. He prayed to God. But before he prayed, remember the Bible says that he told his servant that we have a more powerful army with us that is able to defeat the enemies that are rising against us. The Bible is saying that he prayed to God that, "Oh Lord, open this man's eyes." And when this man's eyes were opened, he was able to see that the entire hills and valleys were filled with the horses of fire and chariots. That is the power of looking. When your eyes get opened to look, you see that you have more than enough. You see that the fields are already white to harvest. Child of God, it's not that you are poor. It's just because your eyes have not been opened enough to look at how situations are supposed to be looked at. Child of God, it's not that the circumstances are going against you. You just need to take a step of looking. Glory be to God. Take a step of looking, and life will get changed. It will get metamorphosed. It will get transformed inwardly by the saving power of the gospel of Jesus Christ. If you need anything, just to look within, because that's where power lies. That's where power lies. And behold, because you are a servant of God, whatsoever you shall speak, it shall be established. The Bible says that the Lord confirms the word of his servant and performs the counsel of his messengers. Whatsoever you predict, it shall come to pass, because that is the heritage of the servants of the Lord. Take a step of looking, because there lies power. Glory be to God. God is light. Shalom.